In the beginning, before the earth, before time, before mankind, there was only God. And God dwelled in glory, power, and absolute dominion. He was not alone. Surrounding his majestic throne was a realm beyond human imagination, a kingdom of light, beauty, and perfect harmony. This was heaven, and heaven was filled with countless angels, each created with divine purpose, each existing to worship and serve the Almighty. But among these celestial beings there was one unlike any other. His name was Lucifer. Lucifer wasn't just any angel. He was the most magnificent of them all, a being of unmatched splendor, clothed in light, adorned with precious stones, and given authority beyond any other created being. He was the anointed cherub, the very seal of perfection, full of wisdom, radiant in beauty, standing in the presence of God himself. The Bible describes him in Ezekiel 28:12-14. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone adorned you. You were anointed as a guardian cherub, for so I ordained you. Lucifer stood closer to God than any angel. He led the songs of heaven, his voice a symphony of 1,000 melodies, his presence a reflection of divine light. He walked among the fiery stones of heaven, radiating glory. But with all this beauty, all this power, all this divine favor, something dark began to take root in his heart. A whisper, a thought, a desire. And from this moment everything changed. Lucifer's beauty was breathtaking, his wisdom was unmatched, his position was exalted. And one day, as he gazed upon his own radiance, something shifted in his heart. He saw himself not just as a servant, but as a god. The whispers of pride grew louder. Why should I bow? Why should I serve? Look at me. I am magnificent. Why must I submit when I too could be worshipped? The Bible records his thoughts in Isaiah 14:13-14. I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the Mount of Assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. Lucifer's pride twisted his purpose. He was no longer satisfied being second. He wanted the throne, he wanted the worship, he wanted to be equal to God. And so, the greatest betrayal in history began. Lucifer knew he could not challenge God alone, so he began to whisper among the angels. Why do we bow? Are we not glorious? Are we not powerful? Why should we submit when we could rule beside him? Some hesitated, some listened, some believed. Slowly he corrupted a third of the angels. They became his army, his followers, his legions of rebellion. And when the moment was right, when his army was strong enough, he rose in defiance. Heaven shook. The first war in all of existence had begun. Lucifer and his rebel angels stood against God, but the Almighty would not remain silent. And so he sent forth his greatest warrior, Michael, the archangel. The Bible tells us in Revelation 12:7-9, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was not strong enough and they lost their place in heaven. Flaming swords clashed, thunder roared, lightning tore through the heavens. Lucifer's once glorious radiance darkened. His followers, once bathed in divine light, twisted into monstrous forms. Michael, with the power of God, struck the final blow. Lucifer and his rebels fell, plummeting, descending, banished from heaven forever. Like a bolt of lightning, he was cast down, and the greatest of all angels became the prince of darkness. Lucifer was no longer the light-bearer. His name was now Satan, the adversary. His beauty was now corruption. His radiance was now darkness. His purpose was now destruction. And though he could never again rise to heaven, he vowed to do the next best thing, to corrupt God's greatest creation, mankind. God created Adam and Eve, perfect, innocent, untainted by sin. Satan saw his opportunity. He entered the Garden of Eden, disguising himself as a serpent. And just as he had whispered lies to the angels, he now whispered lies to Eve. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? If you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God. The very same pride that led to his downfall was now planted in humanity's heart. Eve took the forbidden fruit. Adam followed. And just like that, mankind fell. Satan had won. For now, for thousands of years, Satan has worked against God. He has corrupted, deceived, destroyed, but his time is running out. Revelation 20:10 tells us, "And the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire, where he will be tormented day and night forever and ever." Satan's end is written. He may be powerful, but he is not God. He may reign for a time, but his defeat is certain, and one day he will be cast into eternal fire, never to rise again. The fall of Lucifer is a warning. Pride leads to destruction. Rebellion against God has consequences. Satan is a defeated enemy. But the story doesn't end with Satan's fall. It ends with God's victory. Through Jesus Christ, sin, death, and the devil are defeated. The question is, whose side will you choose?